All right, take two. So all nutrients have energy because all nutrients are made of molecules, and we're gonna kind of actually get into that a little bit later. If nutrients should be just be made about molecules, or if they should be made about elementary particles, um, much later we'll get into that. So, but all nutrients, the nutrients we understand them today are all made of molecules, and so because I'm talking about light as a nutrient. Because I'll get into it. Light affects electrons. It affects your body. It's necessary. It's from the environment. It meets the conditions. Um, if we adjust our definition of nutrient, I guess we're doing this now. So modern nutrition, using modern physics, and we'll get into the calories, how that all came about, because it's very clever and those guys were very smart. But modern physics, the old definition of a nutrient, it was from Malwater. What is left after you take away the trimmings, like the bone, the inedible portion, and you dehydrate it, you take away the water. That's why some people say like water is not a nutrient, even though it's a nutrient. We have this confusion because back in the day, there's like, okay, water hydrates us, but it doesn't have any other nutritive value. So we're going to look at all these other nutriments in the food that's left after we take the water out, that we actually are combusting as well, like that we're trying to investigate. And they do combustion analysis too. So it's not just combustion for heat; it's also combustion to see what burns, what's left. That is also a different kind of chemical analysis. So it's not just a heat transfer analysis, but that is also a primary function of combustion analysis and calorimetry. So modern physics is we have to update our definition of nutrient. So a nutrient, from a modern nutrition standpoint, is a substance from the environment that supplies our body with it's the substance from the environment that helps our body maintain function and health, of its biological systems. Essentially, I wrote it down a lot nicer, but it's essentially that it's a substance from the environment that we use to maintain our biological health and function, and that can like promote it. And so you can't, if you just take away light, I think we'd get very sick and a lot of bad things would happen. And if you took light and you put it into a food, like if light was something you ate and you got all the same things you got from light, you would call it a nutrient. And so by these conditions, I think we have to consider light as the 11th nutrient. And I'll get into the other 10 later. But I think we have to consider light as a nutrient, as the definition of a nutrient. And so that's all element.